Now, I was talking to Law pregame, and I said, Law, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't got all the bells and whistles, but I got
Uh-huh.
Law Nation, and that's all I need. Law, what is going on?
Hey man, it's all good, man. It's fun talking to the Cowboys community, and also it's fun talking to my boy Foots Duck. I know we
So,
gonna bring a lot of defense to the table because we got a lot of things to talk about, man. What's good with you?
woo! As we let people funnel in,
Uh huh.
I just want to say this is a channel first
Uh
to
huh.
have. Now, me and Law have done the roundtable. We've done other events. We actually did the draft show. We did a draft event, and we actually got another special guest that's in, and I'm going to introduce him. He's coming on in a second. But we did a draft event with Mark Holmes.
Right.
We've been and we worked together for years. But just to have you on the channel, man, it's a blessing. And now I want to bring in my other brother from
Yo.
another. His name
Yo.
is
What's
What's
up, y'all?
good, man?
Koye
What's up?
Media.
That's my
So we
boy,
got we got
man.
3/5 of the roundtable with Koye. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm good, man. Yo, serendipity, man, serendipity. Because a lot had to happen. A lot had to not happen today for me to be sitting here. Because I was like, damn, we gotta do it tomorrow. But now everything I was supposed to be doing today, I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm like,
There
hey
we
man, I
go.
got time. Let's go.
There we
So
go.
yeah,
Facts, and
good man.
we got the group chat. A lot of people don't know. They would love to see what we talk about in the group chat. We'll never be able to give them that, y'all.
Yeah, classic stuff, man.
Hey, $1 million, y'all.
Hey, you
We
you
get-
talking about worth some money, Law? You talking
right.
Yeah,
about worth
yeah, that
some of
ain't
the
classic.
stuff, man. Some of the
Man,
stuff
some
we talk about
intel
on
on
that
that,
jump,
man. Look, some
man.
sponsor need to capitalize off of that, like private chat talk,
Yeah, yeah,
Not
B round
a think
table
tank or
talk.
something like that, or
Yeah,
brainstorm. That's what they be. They be like brainstorm sessions.
yeah,
man, facts. It's really cool just to be around great football minds, and I'm glad that you guys were able to join the channel. So I don't
Appreciate
want to
that.
hold y'all long. I know we'll get into some
I'm on
talks,
your
and I want to
time,
give
man.
you
Do your thing,
guys.
man.
Well, I want to give you guys this platform because honestly, this is a huge game, and a lot has changed since the last time that we played the Eagles. So, Law,
right.
I want to start out with you. The elephant in the room is, and we're going to talk defense, we're going to talk offense, but Law, one of the first things that I wrote down was Jalen Hurts injury.
Mm,
And the reason why I wrote this down was for a few things. He's already not the most accurate quarterback. But
facts.
how does this change the Eagles offense, Law? And then Okoye jump in.
Well, one thing you don't want to do is stumble into the playoff, even if you are hot. Remember the Cards started off like 11-1 or 11-0, something like that last year, or a couple years back. I think the pandemic year, the Steelers started off real hot, and
Right.
you don't want to get derailed in a sense by injury. And if you look at it, Jalen Hurts, he's a big physical style type of quarterback. He can swat over 1,000, some crazy number, man. And he got to have that arm. He got to, because that
Hmm.
been the thing. That been his saving grace this season. His accuracy been improved. Of course, that's by the hands of AJ Brown and the second. Going into his what? It's his second year, Devontae Smith, right?
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
going into his second year, so he's more knowledgeable of the field. So all of those things work together when you are a system quarterback. People fail to realize they think the word system, Okoye and Foots is a dirty word, but it's
It's
not,
not.
man. One of the
No.
greatest quarterbacks of all times in Cowboys history, not Eagles, but Cowboys history. Troy Aikman, he fit right into the system. You
yep.
had
Yeah.
the playmaker. You had Alvin Harper. You had that massive front five, and of course
Yeah,
Emmitt Smith in the top five and the top three, respectfully, defense.
analyze
So,
the system
so,
right
so
there.
he didn't have to force anything. He had
Yeah,
Right.
playmakers.
yeah.
Right. Okoye, how do you feel about the Hurts injury?
I mean, it goes to say like you emphasize the arm, like he needs that arm. He need to be able to throw,
Yeah,
but I don't think he can even really be effective at all if it's a true injury. I think
Mm.
more so the injury may be something to keep them from putting something on tape against us again prior to the playoffs, or letting us get a chance when it doesn't really count, at hurting him or doing something going into the playoffs, and then, like you guys said, stumbling. You know what I mean?
oh,
So I think
conspiracy.
they might just be trying to keep him out because of that. This is just
Yeah,
a sit down game, and he just gotta phantom injury, or if he truly is hurt, he can't run physical. It's not just about throwing. He can't run as physical either because you have a stinger or your shoulders messed up or strained or whatever it is. So it's doubly bad because he's not like he could just rely on his legs when he can't throw effectively, because the reason he can't throw is because if he can't throw is because his arm is compromised. You know what I mean?
I think you hit on a point, Okoye, that I really want to stay. When Micah says the system, right, and Twitter goes in an uproar, I want people to understand just how much they do with Hurts running the football. You go back to last week when they got in a little bit of trouble. What do they start do? Hurts starts pulling that ball in that zone read system. They start taking those hits. If he can't do that,
that destroys some of the philosophy of the system, you know. and I'm not laughing at the man injury. No. But what we're saying,
no, not at all.
No. Yeah. We're not saying we're taking part of that. But go ahead.
I get tracking that.
Yeah.
My man, YSM Sports Media, he run a boxing channel here in Philly, right here, Philly fan. He called me the other day. He said, "Hey, yo, man, all right, don't." He's like, "Don't get all big headed with this, right?" Because he know you giving me some bad information about an Eagle player. I'm gonna be like, come at him about it. He said, "But we really our offense really ain't that good." He said, "Our only goal line." He said, "You know what our goal line offense is?" He said, "Quarterback sneak up, quarterback keep up the middle, quarterback keep up the middle." He said, "That's all we really do." And I'm like, "Dad," I was like, "That's coming from you." I said, "That mean a lot because I know you don't really want to say that about him, but he sees it." He said, "If somebody can stop that, like, what are we doing in the red zone, or what are we doing in the goal line with our goal line offense?" So, and what are you going to do with him if he's in fact, like I said, really hurt? Then you can't run your offense. You can't
risk that, yeah.
Watching that Bears game, McCoy, you just see the punishment he took. And that's the part where it's like people scream, "Dak, run, run, run." People got to understand.
They all learn.
A running back will tell you every game, every hit is literally like a car crash. And that works in year 2, year 3 for Jalen Hurts. It starts to catch up with you at year 7, where Dak is year 8. And this isn't wishing anything.
Roethlisberger was the same way, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Battering.
All those big guys, Dante Culpepper, all those big guys that can move a little bit, or that that were bangers. Like after Donovan McNabb, after a while they got to transition into a pure passer, or their careers cut short. Even Michael Vick had to learn how to throw later in his career. His second go round with the Eagles.
Absolutely, Corey. And I think that's a great segue to a one Dak Prescott. Now, I tweeted the other day, immediately after the game, Law, and it went crazy. Immediately after the game, I said, this won't make sense, but Dak Prescott is playing his best football. And throughout with the picks, and I get it, but just the control that he has at the line. Law, am I crazy for saying that Dak is in full control? Or do we see some things that he needs to improve on?
Absolutely not. Now, he's always a person that can improve on a few things. But when you're talking about there's this stat out there that like 11 out of the 11 interceptions, 6 of them were not caused by him because the ball bounced off his hand, off the wide receiver hands and things like that. When you go back and you look through the history of all great quarterbacks, all, not some, you will see that there's a similarity of a great wide receiver. Now, this CeeDee Lamb going into his, third year, right? Next year will be his 4th year. He would ascend to be that household name. But this was CeeDee Lamb first year without his training wheels. And we've been playing musical chairs with the other wide receiver. We didn't replenish what we took away. Amari Cooper, and not just him, I said this earlier, also Cedric Wilson. That's 1,400 yards worth of production. Hear me out. On top of that, that's 14 total touchdowns out of the 2. And the passer rating when targeted to Cedric Wilson was 130.6. That's a lot of productions. Cedric Wilson only had 3 drops last season. And if we contextualize, even Amari Cooper, passer rating when targeted last year was 122. That's a lot of production that you wiped away, and we was leaning on a guy by the name, say it with me in the chat, James Washington. We was leaning on him, and then we were leaning on the fact that we was going to get
Washington.
something out of Noah Brown, who's been elevated from the 4th and the 5th option all the way down to the 2nd, because, is my last point, Michael Gallup is coming off of an ACL. My thing is, when the beat writers and the media report saying that Michael Gallup can't get separation, Collier, you did film analysis on Michael Gallup. I know you did, Foots, when he was in Colorado. Yeah. That's not in his scouting report. He's not a guy he got short area quickness. He's decent at routes. He's better at the top of his routes. He's not going to get separation. He's the guy that's going to high point the ball and bring it out of the sky, kind of like a Keyshawn Johnson without the the girth
better
of the body.
Open field running,
Right,
If you catch him on a drag or a dig, he got a little dares in him.
Yeah. But right now, Noah got a little bit more wiggle than doggone Michael Gallup because of the injury.
Gallup can't put his foot in the ground right now. You could tell in the Texas game, although he had a good game in that Texans game, he caught a lot of possession passes. Each time he caught one, I'm like, because it was a tight catch and it was all tightly contested. He just showed that he has good hands in that game, but they were right on him every time he caught the ball. So it was like one mistake or one drop. And what happened in the Jacksonville game would have happened in the Texas game very easily because there was no separation, So I do agree, like he's not getting that separation, even though he still can high point. You bring him in the goal line, I think, and you bring him in for structured plays where you want to get the ball in his hands quick and let him make decisions. But we're using CeeDee Lamb for that, really. So when those type of plays get drawn up, do you want a Michael Gallup doing that the majority of the time? He might get 2 looks in that direction, but other than that, you're going to relegate that to CeeDee Lamb. Because it means more when he gets the ball at this point in his career.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that, people have to realize when it comes to this receiving core, Noah Brown is a nice piece, but you never want Noah Brown as a 2 option, right?
Right. Comfortable 3.
Come on, man.
Comfortable 3. Comfortable.
Y'all like beating the hell out of Noah Brown, man.
I like
Noah Brown is having a good year, man.
No, he's having a good year.
Let me ask you a Collier. Since you said it, is he having a better year than what we've seen out of Cedric Wilson last season? Let me ask it this way: is he better than Cedric Wilson?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Cedric Wilson has big playability. Noah Brown is really like a pretty. When you said Keyshawn Johnson, I didn't think it was more Gallup. I think it was more Noah Brown.
Noah Brown,
tough, gritty guy. He can break tackles, but he's not going nowhere. He don't mind getting hit across the middle to catch tough catches. He will do that.
Block him. They use him use him as a blocker.
Just drop one at the wrong time.
And Keys ain't dropping nothing. Keyshawn ain't dropping nothing.
Keyshawn dropped some passes.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Everybody does.
Which one? Tampa Bay Keyshawn or
just like
the
they
Cowboys?
They got all this grace for Kelvin Joseph right now when he is running out now. But they had more grace for him when he was getting burnt the same way AB was. It's the same thing for those guys, man. It's like, what I mean? We had grace for Lamb when Lamb was dropping. We gotta have grace for Noah when Noah does exactly the same thing.
Is it because we can see the potential out of Gallup? I mean, not Gallup, but Lamb.
Out of CeeDee,
we can see like, okay, he's eventually gonna get even better. But as far as Noah, I think he's at his cap.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And to be fair, this is why you gotta watch film. It was good to see Ron Curse, and we'll get to the defense. It was good to hear and see Ron Curse come out and say, hey, the offense scored 34 points. We shouldn't even be talking about our offense. The defense has to get stops. And then number 2, you hear, but you guys are film guys. Jacksonville at a point just said, we're not going to let CeeDee catch the ball. Now, I think that there's some scheme things that Kellen Moore can do to negate that. But
Same thing he did in the Colts game.
We have to find out a way to – I just want the ball in CeeDee's hands as much as possible. If he has 126 yards, let's get him to 200 yards. And that's kind of where my mindset is. And so that's actually a great segue. Let's talk about CeeDee Lamb versus A.J. Brown. This is for the fans. This isn't really the matchup because obviously they aren't going against each other. But I just want to get your guys' opinion. My thought is this. If you give CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott for those 5 games, CeeDee Lamb right now will probably be at about 1,400 yards. I know that he had some nice games with Cooper Rush, but I think that he's taking his game up that much. I told somebody he had the quietest 126 yards last week that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So just compare those two just for fun, and then we'll start talking about some game plan stuff this week.
There's nobody in the National Football League right now that catches more slants than A.J. Brown. I look back at A.J. Brown. He surprised me. Not just him, the relationship of him and Jalen Hurts. I was looking at A.J. Brown to be the same. If you really contextualize his numbers were at some point right around Michael Gallup numbers if you look at it. But, man, I'm eating a lot of crow on this kid, and that's because of his physicality I didn't see, and it's because he is that guy that the plays, like, of course, Noah Brown had a hell of a game, right? Collier, he had a hell of a game. But the two passes that Noah Brown dropped would have been the two passes that A.J. Brown would have caught. And my thing is that is the difference between a true number one versus a guy that's trying to be a number two in a situation. Just as far as East is from West is as far as A.J. Brown is from Noah Brown. Those guys are two different situations. Now, when you start talking about CeeDee Lamb, I truly think the world of CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb would have benefited if we were to have a other veteran guy that can demand or create some stuff and win on his one-on-ones. We would have saw even more of a monster out of CeeDee Lamb, but unfortunately, the Cowboys never replenished that hole that we was talking about earlier, And that's why we can't see that, and it's hard to compare the two. But I can tell you one thing.
Who is the number one then, if that's the case, though? Because what you're comparing is more like a Justin Jefferson and Thielen type of thing, right?
Right.
You know that Justin Jefferson is the guy, though, right?
Right.
But if CeeDee Lamb needs a guy like a Cooper back, Cooper ain't Thielen. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cooper different. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, he's just saying like he's still – that wouldn't put him in like he might have had Justin Jefferson stats, but he's not carrying it like Justin Jefferson is carrying it. You know what I'm saying?
And Nicole, I want your thoughts on this, but you know what I think this offense really needs? I think they just need a guy who can just run past everybody. Because
they needed that.
They need, and he doesn't have to be a great receiver. Maybe a Hollywood Brown type.
You got T.Y. Hood right there. What you talking about?
You need T.Y. You need him.
It don't matter. He ain't long in the legs. His legs still there for a little while. We get a game or two out of him.
Well, what we know about this front office is that if they signed you, they had to have seen you run.
Yeah.
And I think Law, because what's happening is now you're seeing a safety run the CD. Now you're seeing
roll coverage,
overhang, run the CD on those crossers, and it's like, okay, if you guys are gonna do this, we need somebody that can run past these DBs one-on-one, because there's a zone of field that's obviously empty when they're using this many resources for CD. And so, Okoye, I think that me personally, just skill set wise, I do think that CeeDee Lamb has a better skill set only because he's better after the catch. I think that CeeDee Lamb has truly shown outside
than AJ.
Than AJ.
I guess this comparison between AJ and CD.
Yes.
So you would put CD over AJ?
Me personally, I would.
I couldn't.
We could talk about it.
Let me say why, right? Mm-hmm. When you gotta to me, when you that guy, like we only doing this because of CD, and I'm not trying to disrespect CD.
Nah, facts.
CD I think is closer to what CD is than what we're asking, because we had Miles Austin, right? Remember?
Right.
Dez came in. Dez came in. Was we waiting for Dez to be Dez?
No.
Wasn't waiting. Megatron, we came in the league. Was we waiting for him to be Megatron? Were we waiting for Justin Jefferson to be Justin Jefferson? Like, these guys are what they come in doing that most of the time. See what I'm saying? Like, how many receivers that just took off on a rocket? How many times did it come with like fourth year or fifth year? How often does that happen? Where they just ascend to this new level of godliness? You know what I'm saying? Where's that come? And I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
No. You're not. All right, let me counter. CeeDee Lamb, with 3 games left, is already a 1,000-yard receiver again.
Right.
This is year 3. He'll probably get to about, what would you say, Law? 1,300, maybe
He will
14.
have the production of what Dez
Stop it.
Bryant had.
Stop it.
I,
You're
you know,
doing
I'm
it.
going. He will have the
Go ahead.
production of
Okay.
what Dez
Okay.
had in his third season.
Y'all knew it would get spicy
right.
at some point.
Minus Dez had like double-digit drops. CD only
No,
got 4 drops for the
no.
season.
That's not what I'm talking about, though, right?
All right, I get what
I'm
you're
glad
saying,
you
though.
did that because you used the word that I wanted you to use.
Go give it to me then.
You're talking about productivity, right?
Productivity, yeah.
We're not talking about productivity because when I look at CeeDee Lamb, he's not creating his productivity is what I mean. He's not a creator. He's a spot shooter, sort of like in basketball. He got to get to his spots. We got to manufacture him. Is Wes Welker? Was Julian Edelman and Wes Welker were they productive? Very productive.
Yeah, they're productive.
They had better
receivers.
production than some number 1 receivers, right?
Yeah, because of
but
the
would
system.
you say that they were better than those number 1 receivers?
No, never.
No. That's the way I look at CD. That's the way I look at CD. He's going to get the productivity, but he ain't Justin. He can even pass Justin Jefferson, but he ain't Justin Jefferson.
But to be fair, AJ Brown and Kellen Moore's system, we would know AJ Brown and Kellen Moore's system though. In Kellen Moore's system, I don't think that AJ Brown will be utilized like he is now.
Well,
we don't run a lot of slants. We don't run a lot.
That's why we're moving him around so much in the first place because we have to.
Yeah.
No, I see. Okay. Well, okay. That's part of the scheme. However, to Law's point, and I like actually you making some great points. There's no wrong answer. But to Law's point, would AJ Brown? I think AJ Brown would probably look like Michael Gallup in Kellen Moore's system, only because I think that Gallup should get a slant or 2 or 3 a game, and he doesn't. He disappears. And what happens is what I do like about Philly is they will force feed the ball to AJ Brown. Yeah. Where Dallas just doesn't do that. CeeDee Lamb can have 68 yards in the second quarter, and he'll finish with 68 yards. That's the part that I don't like.
And to preference your statement on that, what he's saying, Cowboys community and a few Eagles fans that's watching, you talking about before the injury of Gallup, you know what I'm saying? Not this Gallup right here.
Yeah, I'm not no disrespect to before the injury of Gallup. AJ Brown though was coming to the Eagles as a receiver that got caught the most 50-yard passes or something like that.
Yeah. With Ryan Tannehill, you know.
I can't put him and Gallup in that. And I love Gallup. I can't put them in the same category. Just coming to the Eagles, and he's still doing it now and working everything underneath. So it's like Gallup is an underneath guy, over the top guy, high point guy, but he's never been a take the top off guy too. You know what I'm saying? I think AJ can
now we talking about 2 number 1s. Now, how far apart are our number 2s? Because I call him Adam.
Devontae Smith. We were talking about
Devontae Smith.
No, we're talking about AJ Brown and CD.
They both clearly 2 number 1s, right?
They're 1.
Oh, got it.
You saying CD is not
like
number 1?
1A or 1- for me, man.
Nah, hold on.
Wait a minute.
When you get the type of respect that the Jacksonville Jags gave him, the Jags gave him a lot of respect last week.
You're not talking about bracket coverage and zone, are you?
Yeah.
So you saying that he's not ascended to be a number 1 wide receiver now?
I'm saying like CD that's what he does very well.
What is he?
Get to a soft spot in your zone, he's gonna tear you up.
So what is he?
I'm talking about just routing a guy up that's on him. I mean, it's how
he routed Jair Alexander though, Okoye. Bad.
Listen, bro. Listen. This season, the reason when we manufacturing CD Lamb getting open is usually on something where we're moving him around, keeping hands off of him. He's not a release guy that's like going to whoop your ass if you want to.
I think he's gotten better though.
And I'm not hating when I say that.
No. I'm taking it as an objective analysis, man. I trust your assessment on that because I know that you can prove it with the film. So what you're saying is that he's a 1B or he's just a strong 2. If we playing spades right now, what is he? You know, is it a book or maybe?
Call it what it is.
He's a 1B, but to his credit, I'm not disrespecting him, and I'm gonna show you why I'm not disrespecting him. Okay. I look at Deebo Samuels the same way,
and that's fine. That's fine.
I look at Deebo Samuels the same way. They are not. Deebo Samuels is not like that's my prototypical wide receiver, but he's gonna give you those stats like a prototypical, like a top-notch receiver will give you. You know what I'm saying? But he's not doing it in all the ways that your typical receiver would. Like Deebo Samuels is gadgeted into a lot of his stats as well, although he earned it with with his running ability and his yak ability. But I think CD does the same thing. I look at both of them as very similar players to me, and I can't look at that as a slight on CD. I just still don't be like, I don't look at Debo Samuels and AJ Jefferson as the same type of player. You know what I'm saying?
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, wow.
Justin Jefferson, my bad.
No,
Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
Hey, great discussion here.
Hold on before we go there. So you would take Justin Jefferson over CD right now? System, scheme, everything.
I
ain't mean to put you in the pickle.
I can't answer that question because I would say no because I got CD. I love CD.
Okay.
But what I'll ask you though, right? You don't got to ask what you would do. Ask this: do you think Justin Jefferson can do what CD Lamb can do on this team in this scheme?
I think he would do the same. I think he would do the exact same thing.
But can CD Lamb do what Justin Jefferson can do on the outside though?
We had to see. We had to see CD Lamb with a consistent. We had to see CD Lamb with a consistent, strong. Like where's Thielen? Thielen is a strong. Thielen was a number one that went to a strong 2, and I'm not being disrespectful to Adam Thielen. Now this was my dream. This was my dream.
Right.
When all of this stuff hoopla came around.
You said Thielen a strong 2. That's what you was calling him.
Thielen, I'm thinking Thielen will be a strong 2.
Thielen is a strong 2.
Strong 2.
Okay,
but who used to be a 1? Who used to be a number 1? Who used to be a 1? But
he was
he's
a
strong 2.
He was like he was a tilt at a 1. It's like he showed that potential.
Well, right. I think
he had double-digit touchdowns. And,
how do you value Yak? Right? Because me, the OC, I love a guy who I get him the ball right now, and he can make 3 people miss. And CeeDee Lamb could do that, and so could Debo Samuels.
So could Dante Hall.
But are they okay? But are they?
See what I'm saying?
No, and that's facts.
I'm talking about. Did that mean you can run routes though? And you really are a receiver's receiver, or do I gotta create that for you?
He has better receiver qualities than Dante Hall.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying when you just liken it to just get the ball in his hand and let him work. Of course, that's an attribute that you covered in a wide receiver, but there's still a whole tree beyond that. I'm not just talking about the route tree, just other things you want him to be able to do. It's like, and I'm not like Dez. In another defense, I love Dez. Dez is an X guy. He's not a guy you want all over the place.
Right.
Put him right there. Make sure it's one-on-one. And his thing is, I'm going to work this whole area over here. But that's all he did. See what I'm saying? Yeah. There are receivers that do more than him.
When you good, you're going to attract it, man. Dez, Megatron. Dez was the only person that they had a punt thing on him. What do you call that?
Exactly.
That type of protection?
T.O., those type of guys.
T.O.
And it's not just the big guys because Jerry Rice is like that too. Jerry Rice going to route you up. They got different ways of getting it done, but they're going to get it done.
And let me tell you something. The Cowboys' impediment for all of that was that they never had another wide receiver to complement Dez because don't y'all understand he accounted for 3?
Yeah.
He accounted for 3, the over the top and the 2 underneath. So if we were to have, let's say, for example, a solid number 2 on the opposite side outside of T. Will, man, because T. Will, he did everything nice, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. The man had parquet hands,
Yeah. This is good discussion.
And this is why I wanted to say this, Foots, too. That's why I dreamed if the Cowboys were able to make this deal go through with Jerry Jeudy, if they were to just say 2 tiers in the bucket, F it, I'm going to go get DJ Moore. Oh, my gosh. Before the offseason, I was sitting there saying, I get what everybody's saying, but right there, DK Metcalf, he would set this thing on fire.
DK is the one.
DK would have been the one. Out of those 3.
I look at Moore and CD as fighting to get those same type of plays because they both kind of they use DJ Moore similar to CD. Mm-hmm. Like they move him around and they work him in the spots. Whereas DK is like another one of those guys. Like put him over there and just throw the ball in his direction and he gonna tear it up.
But man, all 3 of those options is better than what we got right now. Outside of what we don't know, what we got out of Vach. I'm about to say, what's it about? Somebody said Vach. Shout out to Vach if he wants in, get in. Outside of what am I about to say? Threw my mind off.
Vach.
Not Vach.
They said Vach,
but
Jalen Tolbert maybe.
Yeah, Jalen Tolbert, James Washington, and Noah Brown, all of those guys.
Pre-draft. I don't. I'll be honest, Law. One of the weirdest things with with Jalen. I think what happened was preseason, he didn't get any work with the starters or with Dak, and I think it hurt his confidence. Confidence is the biggest thing in sports, man. I think that his confidence is just completely shot. Then he had the big penalty in Green Bay, and then it just snowballed. I don't want to give up on him, but you better believe we drafting a receiver next year.
Oh yeah, confidence, bro. Like
his confidence
better stop throwing up on the field. Like, what's up with you, bro?
I'm sending this link to Vosh so we can get him, man. So, fellas, we are talking now game plan. And before I send this to Vosh, I want you guys to ponder on a few things. I watched the Bears game 3 times now. I watched the Bears Philly game 3 times. Okoye Media, Law Nation Sports. Fellas, Chicago just could not take advantage of Philly's mistakes. I don't think that Philly is unbeatable. Matter of fact, I think they're extremely beatable. Like, I think we'll be surprised at how good we play if we take advantage of Philly's mistakes. That being said, hold on, Koye.
Go ahead.
I just want to finish this talk real quick. That being said,
My bad.
do you? No, you good, bro. Do you, Koye? Now I'll let you start. Do you make Philly beat you in the air, or do you let them, or do you say we're gonna choke the run? You will not run the ball on us, and we'll take our chances. Okoye Media, what are we doing?
You got no choice but to make them beat you in the air, because that's the only way we're going to beat them. And it's really saying the same, because you have to choke the run in order to make them have to throw in the first place. So that's what they're going to have to do in order to take this game over. But I can't see how hard this would be. Hold on, Vach caller.
Yeah, I just sent him the link.
Yo, Vach.
You can't get this anywhere else, baby.
He said, add him in.
You got to go there. He said he must be waiting in the lobby.
He in the lobby. He said he's been sitting in there for 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's late, man.
I see your cousin. I see your cousin too.
Mr. King is terrible. Terrible.
I'm gonna add. Hey, Law. I'm gonna add. You want me to add him during the DBs when we talk DBs, correct?
Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Yeah.
Right, cool.
I'm up here trying to disagree with Okoye for 5 minutes because I gotta go.
Listen, ladies and you got smoked. See, I try to be political, but he got smoked. That's the thing.
Listen, Koye, my only problem with your argument, sir, is that Philly manufactures the AJ Brown just as much as we do for CeeDee Lamb. See.
Let him know you're number one.
AJ Brown's whole life, he's had 2 things. He's had consistency at quarterback, and he's had a dude on the other side. For 2 years of CeeDee Lamb's career, he was getting catches from Andy Dalton and Cooper Rush. Yay!
I'll give you that.
We're not finna act like listen, we're not gonna act like we seen a whole bunch of clips of AJ Brown going catch. AJ Brown be wide the hell open. We gotta catch the replay. Damn, AJ Brown been wide open for 20 yards. How that happen to Koye? We don't get that with damn CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb gotta catch the ball, make 6 people miss, stop, turn around, do all kind of
His jack is crazy.
AJ Brown be wide open. Come on,
open,
man. What you mean, man? What you mean? What's up, everybody? What's
up,
good?
What's good,
you
man?
in, so you can't leave. Here we go.
I got 5 minutes.
No, you don't. No, sir.
Peace, y'all.
Mr. Lombardi, I seen you on your live. You stuck with us. It's up and it's stuck. I ain't gonna hold you too long, Voch, but to catch you up real quick.
Yes, sir.
Game plan.
Shit, run the football. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because I think that, first of all, Chicago's a 3-win team.
Yes, it is.
And we can't say that about the win or loss column, because the Texans took Kansas City to the wire. So any given week.
Right.
And I think that Dallas truthfully did outplay the Jags. It just we didn't finish the game, but I'm not going to overreact either way.
Right.
That being said, this team we know that this team is about the playoffs. Let's talk game plan, fellas. Voch, how are we beating the Eagles? Do we want them to beat us through the air? Do we want to take away their ground game?
Man, Foots the King. If y'all listen to J. Ron Curse, I know Law did because he be streaming.
He was on his bag. He was in his bag.
J-Ron Kerr said, "Listen, man, I don't care what's going on the other side." And look, this really can apply for both sides of the football.
Right.
J-Ron said, "I don't care who at quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end, offensive line. We got the dudes. We talented enough. If we take care of business in our house, we good. If we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, penalties." Throw the ball to the other team, drop the ball on the ground, and the other team jump on it, miss blocks, all just a little nonsense like that. You know what I mean? Eye discipline from our corners. Our linebackers getting misdirected their life away. You know what I'm saying? If we just take care of the fundamentals, we talented enough to beat anybody, Foster King. Eagles, Bears, Chiefs, Vikings, Bengals again. Niners, pick a
Bengals
team.
win look good, Voch.
We're gonna beat the shot of Bengals.
They're looking pretty.
They good. As long as we take care of our business, we good to go, man.
We good.
Okay. The game plan ain't gotta be funky.
Law, how do you feel?
Oh my! I want us to stop the run to force them to pass. Whoever it is, and it will take care of his business. We somehow, man, 503 still hunts me, man. With the Jaguars, they put up 503 yards, man. That's over a half of 1,000. So, what's going on with Quinn, man? Is he getting too cute? I don't know, man. Is it personnel? Can y'all break it down? Because I got something going on in my mind about this. Because I know we talked about the offense, but can y'all break down this defense, man? What's going on?
Well, I Law, you throwing me alley-oops. Voch, I actually wanted to do a public kind of, I wouldn't say crow, but I didn't attack Kelvin Joseph, but I was upset with Kelvin Joseph. Now, we could bring your cousin in if he's still on, because I want to ask you guys this about coverage, right?
Yeah. Cover 2, Malik, right.
Split safety look.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, Holmes? How you doing, man?
Oh, that's my brother right there. He on mute. You muted yourself.
Oh, that's your brother. No, I didn't mute him. He got to unmute. What's up, bro?
What's cracking? Like, how y'all doing?
You're
good, man. Good. So, and everybody jump in here. Dan Quinn, historically a cover 3 guy. Yeah. Kelvin Joseph is an off man. He has a safety on the hash. Botch, Law, Okoye, and Bro. What's your name, bro? I'm sorry.
I'm Twin, man. What's up?
What's up, Twin? So, Twin, his safety on the hash. Voch Lombardi immediately came to Kelvin Joseph's defense.
Not really, but go ahead.
Well, you said, what did you say?
I was like, where's Malik? I was like,
you just said here. So I just said as you came to the
every tire.
You know, hey, Okoye.
Lombardi defends Kelvin Joseph. He's not wrong.
No, hey, Okoye, you know he married to Joseph, so he gonna find every way to save Kelvin. But he wasn't wrong. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Wrong. What is going on with our secondary?
If it's cover 2, Foster King, I got 2 points on it. If it's cover 2, Foster King, right? Yeah, Kelvin Joseph can't take the cheese like that, but Malik can't neither. You know what I'm saying? Malik's the deep safety. You know what I'm saying? So he looking for some kind of crosser down under that don't even exist. I'm like, Malik, what you looking for? Malik looking for the tight end and shit. Malik, your job is deep half.
Deep half.
And somebody hopped on social media. Huh?
What are you doing? He's on the hash.
He's on the hash, and his responsibility is deep half. All he got to do is stand where he at. They wouldn't even throw the ball, but they both bit for some reason. And if he's at depth on the hash, how him and Kelvin end up at the same depth? And they threw it right over the top. Look, Kelvin wasn't right. Malik ass wasn't either.
That damn double move. That jab step.
Kelvin was man underneath though. It wasn't covered. He wasn't in zone.
Kelvin was reading.
Hooker had to be in zone though. Hooker had to be in zone.
He
had to be in zone.
Regardless.
For sure. But Kelvin's in man. So if Kelvin wasn't in zone, then he'll just hang around the flats. That wouldn't be him no way. But Kelvin's in man. But that's still both of them though. Either way, my biggest issue, cornerback 2 ain't just became a problem. Cornerback 2 been a thing. Let me tell you what I love about Rex Ryan. I don't know who the fuck cornerback 2 was in his system. Because he had Revis as cornerback 1. So you know what he did? Revis Island is a thing for a reason. That motherfucker said, look, you either gonna throw at Revis or you finna throw at 6 people in the same spot? What you about to do?
That Joker went and got Cromartie though. He went and got Crow and
He
Reeves.
actually has some good QB.
Shit,
QB, but I get what you're saying about.
Crow and Reeves was dogs, man.
My point though, Lord, they wasn't throwing at Reeves. You know what I'm saying?
They couldn't throw.
Crow got action. Crow got action because they wasn't throwing at Reeves.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Diggs is Reeves. I'm not saying that whoever the hell finna be going back to is Crow. But what I'm saying is if they scared to throw at Diggs and they refuse to throw at Diggs, and it just so happens that when they throw at Diggs, we catching the motherfucker. What I need to happen is for Dan Quinn to make the adjustment. If Diggs going to be one-on-one with whoever, he shut down Justin Jefferson. He shut down Jamar Chase. He has shut down Michael Pittman. Pick wide receiver 1. So when we go against the Eagles, what I would love to see is if A.J. Brown go in the slot, Diggs go with him. A.J. Brown and XYZ, Diggs go with him. And anybody else on the other side needs help. If you shut down their problem, then you cut down half of your chunk plays.
Cut them down.
And if you cut down chunk plays, your win percentage go up 50%. Let
Twin jump
at that point. Go ahead, Twin.
Twin jump in here.
Hey man, look,
He a Niner fan though. By the way,
I'm a Niner fan, man. My boy, hey,
you ain't got no problems over there. Y'all do great. You know, you look.
Hey, my boy over there cooking with high grease. I like what he's saying though. You know what I'm saying? Like if you already know you got to shut down corner over there on one side of the field, hey, it's that safety responsibility to know, hey, at all costs, my man's got my back. So let me make sure that I cover my boy back over here. But if he over there peeping in the backfield, getting thrown out by the quarterback, where the eyes been shaking, you know what I'm saying, and you looking back there, oh yeah, then he go get you with the double move, which he did. And so out of all things, you don't want to give the big play anyway, especially with the defensive line that y'all got. You want to make sure that you are able to get home. So the last thing you want to do is allow the quarterback to throw the deep ball because you want your edge rusher to go back there, penetrate, and bring on that issue. So yeah, I agree with my man Botch over here.
Yeah. Twin, let me ask you a question real fast.
Twin.
Let me ask you, Twin. Do you use a different type of lighting to make your beard glisten like that? I just asked.
He make my beard
that boy put Jamaican sheen on that thing, but golly.
He said Jamaican sheen on there.
Juices and berries, huh?
It's nothing but juices and berries, baby. Coconut oil, and some vitamin E, baby.
Law Nation, get in here. What are we doing? What's going on with our secondary?
All right, man. I think that the good front always make the secondary better. I agree to Vot's point there that Diggs should have his suitcase with him this weekend so he can travel everywhere that Brown goes. But we have been depleted of injuries. Of course, Jordan Lewis, I know although Jordan Lewis' skill set may have been suspect, but he still had knowledge. Although Anthony Brown got burnt once again, at least he kind of recovered himself and learned from his mistakes. So now what we got to do is we got to remove the political aspect out of it, move Bland to the outside, and elevate McKenzie or Kendall Sheffield.
Stop spelling my points.
If you don't do that, then put Trayvon Mullen, who will fit good in this cover 3 scheme. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, 4'4" guy. I think that when he was playing with the Raiders, when they was in a proven system over there, he was one of the best press cover corners. So let's do that. That could be another option for us. But our safeties got to stop taking the cheese, man. Just stay back in the backfield. Don't try to make those hero balls, man, and get bitten down on a double move. Because Devontae Smith, if you look back at all of those games, he get about 1 or 2 plays, whether it's a seam or one of those nines outs. You know, so you just got to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Okoye, how you feeling about our secondary, brother?
I agree with what Law said because that's the only adjustment I would make. I agree with Vosh too. We need a CB2, and I think we already got him. It's Bland. Just move him into that position, and then you work by committee in the slot and kind of help out whoever's there because you got a linebacker inside. You can kind of help out with zone routes underneath and kind of help him chip things like that.
Yeah.
And then you got the safety closer to him if you put him in we like to play with that safety down anyway. We got Curse or Wilson down there, so he can have help inside, which is why we have Bland there because we want to help him because he seems like to be the one that needs it, right? Because he's young. But Bland need to be on the outside. We need to help whoever we rotate in, and I'm all for giving Mullen and I don't know the other kid from Atlanta, but I'm all for giving both of them a shot because you can't get worse than what we've seen.
So I got a question for the panel then, right? Deron Bland is clearly, I don't want to call him cornerback 2 right now because he could be anywhere, but he's clearly our second best corner, right?
Right.
Okay.
You want to put him at the nickel because that's the harder place to play. Because if you at boundary corner, like if you just cornerback 2, you got the sideline that can help, you got safety help that can help, you got scheme that can help. If you just own nickel island,
That's it, man.
like he shut down Christian Kirk, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever. But he shut down Christian Kirk, who was their number one receiver.
Yeah.
So are y'all positive that y'all want to move this point out there? Go ahead.
Hey, Vach, no, that's a great point, and that's going to go to my next question.
You can follow too.
To me, it has to be on a game-to-game.
Hold on, first, Koye said something. Say it again, Koye.
Oh, I get what you said.
Yeah. Now we have done this before because Skandrick used to follow people, and what's his face? Whoever held the other corner that was
Deron Bland's a better player than Skandrick.
Terrence Newman.
Newman, look. Fuss, I'm not saying that he's not though, right? But we can literally walk into these matchups and go, all right, Diggs, you run around with AJ, and Bland, you run around with what's the name?
We figure out that,
and then you just mix and match.
That's what I mean. So it don't matter if he inside, he plays inside in man.
Yes.
Yeah, but outside as the start.
So at that point,
or number 2, you say number 2, right?
So at that point, that makes Sheffield more valuable because he can play inside and outside. Mullen can't play nickel.
No, I wouldn't want.
That's what I want to do, Koye. You on to something, sir? Just let them follow whoever their wide receiver is. Go ahead, Foots.
Right.
All right, now, Voch, I'm quarterbacking this thing. You get back a receiver. Koye, you get back a receiver. Twin, get a running back.
My bad, brother.
Get a fullback. Let's go. All right, now, Voch, you're going to run this out route because I'm coming at you. All right, here we go. Voch, you put Bland on the outside. Here's why.
Yes, sir.
It has to be a game-to-game basis, and this is why.
Yes, sir.
This week, you can live with whose old boy did they throw those 9 routes to? He had him and Hurts were off.
You can live
with Quez. Like you can live with Quez.
If he like
Quez isn't that guy in the slot.
Yeah. Right.
You were right. Kirk, cool. But this week, I want Deron Bland irritating Devonta Smith.
He got to.
Yeah.
So
that's what he's saying though. For shouldn't he just follow Smith just as opposed to just leaving him at the Z guy, right? Just let him follow Smith because they're gonna move their guys around. You know what I'm saying? Brown's gonna move to the slot. Smith's gonna move around to the slot. They're gonna move those guys around. And what I don't want is for them to go, oh, Bland's going there. Let's put Smith here, and now we got the mismatch here. Just let them do fellow dudes. I like that.
Yep. And then the J Rock covered Dallas Goddard because that's what Goddard coming back this week. We got 3 weeks, man, to figure this out on that cornerback 2 thing. And these wide receivers are a good test. Maybe the Titans, it won't be that much. I don't know. Is Treylon Burks hurt for the season? Is he out? Or is he there?
He's hurt. Well, I know the big news from the Titans is that Tannehill's done. They're saying that he's not going to play.
Okay, so we just got to stop the run there. But that last game of the season, there's plenty of work action for us against the Washington team, right? With Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuels, and non-scary Terry. Yeah.
Hey,
but you know what, Law? The problem
with
Washington is, and the problem, y'all gonna beat them this week too, Twin. The problem with Washington is, and this is why I got so mad at our fan base is Washington can't score, and that's a huge issue. Like 27 points, 34 points is enough to win you a lot of football games.
Hey, Vach, play your war chat. They beat the hell out of the Eagles.
The button always ready, Law. It's always.
Yeah.
So, guys, in wrapping up, one of the things that I want to ask you all is, I watched the Bears really, I wouldn't say bully Philly, but still be able to run the ball. Dallas offensively, are we going at Philly in the run game like we did the first game? Because we had a great game on the ground the first game. Okoye, I'm going to start with you. Is this a two-headed attack, and we are saying we are going to pound you in a submission, play ball control football, or do you want to see us work with the pass? What do you want to see us do this week, Okoye?
The Eagles are a good balanced team now that they added, Joseph and Sue. They got Davis back. I believe he's back in there again. So up front, they Hargrove. They got everything you want up front and on the back. And I think you might say their only weak spot may be linebacker, right? Because they don't have a bunch of them. But at the end of the day, you don't want to throw at the Eagles because of the pressure that they can put on you and the way their secondary is back there. You don't want to launch a lot of balls back there, right? So we're going to have to dominate them on the ground. And then 2, you don't want them healthy and fresh going into the fourth quarter. We know that's been our routine. And I think we do run the ball this game because I haven't came out angry about the Jags game. I'm probably the only one not really that mad about it.
I'm not.
Haven't said much. Why? Because at the end of the day, when you look at the way we played them, I can't say that we threw the ball too much. Can't say that. We didn't.
It was a bounce attack.
I can't say we didn't run the ball. We ran the ball like 40 times, probably like one of our highest run totals. So we lost making mistakes, but we did our thing that game, like the way we were supposed to play. And I think if we take that same game, so we're showing that we were able to run the ball more. We've been trending that way since the Green Bay game. So I think we're going to continue that in the Eagles game. And I don't think they can beat us if we're doing that. As long as we don't make the mistakes, I don't think they can beat us. And I don't even think Hurts plays because of the playoff atmosphere. I don't think Hurts plays this game because you don't want us getting shots at Hurts right now. I wouldn't.
Well, let me ask you this, though, Okoye. You used the fact that we did ran the ball, 41 times? We threw the ball 30, right?
Right.
Is it the nature of running the ball? Let me give you this analogy because we ran the ball out of shotgun, right? And I'm gonna let my brother talk about that too. The way you run is counting more. Just like I'm gonna give you this analogy. You love boxing, right? You don't like it. You know that they say, okay, yeah, he threw the most punch, but how many landed?
Yeah, how effective were those shots? How effective?
Yeah, you know how they score that. Yeah. So running out of shotgun, Botch, he knows it. Offensive lineman, would you rather run out of power set, pro sets, or what have you, or out of shotgun? We have the worst pass block win rate in the league. And we ran out of that. What's going on? We had Tyron. We had an opportunity to call the whistle to have Jason Peters out there and Tyron and Zach Martin on their right side and just put the ball in the belly of Zeke. They'll give you 4 yards there.
We don't oppose our will. Yeah, we don't oppose our will. And that's because I don't think that's Kellen's, personality.
Twin, I know this isn't 49ers talk, but what you know of Philly, and obviously when we see you guys in the playoffs for the not the national championship, but for the NFC championship, how do you think that would you rather see us throw the ball or run the ball? What do you want to see guys do, Twin?
I mean, if I was you guys, I would want them to run, but similar to what my bro was saying, man, it's got to be a mentality though. We played against the Eagles last year and we beat them up for you guys. And what ended up happening was just our physicality over the game began to wear them down. It's like, I love basketball too. I'm a hooper as well. Same thing with boxing. Eventually, if you continue to, get those body shots, you don't work on the body for the second and third. You work on the body for the 10th, 11th, and championship rounds. You see what I'm saying? Because by that time, your legs are shaking. You're gasping for air. You can't necessarily prepare yourself for the blows. Your parrying is not as quick as it once was. So by the time the third, fourth quarter come, you're shaking. So when them tackles getting down on you, you weaken, you know what I mean? And then you hitting right here. You ain't hitting over here. You ain't hitting over here. You going right here. And therefore, that nastiness is infectious. You know what I'm saying? So Kelly has to call a game plan to put down these guys mentally because the body go follow afterwards. And so if I was you guys, man, look, man, run it, but run it with power, run it with force, and run it down their throats. You know what I'm saying?
Zeke did average 6.2 yards per rush.
Foye smile. He talk about something.
Hey, Twin, I agree with you. Like we did Bosa last year, right?
yeah, Twin.
No, I remember that.
Explain why Parson is better than Bosa. 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 Explain why.
He can do everything. That's why. But that's what we did to Bosa last year. Bosa ain't finished that game. Collins got him out of there.
Yeah.
Nah, whoa, hey, and your boy Parsons over there grabbing people by the neck because we had him frustrated. Hey, he was out there shaking.
You know what
I'm saying? Hey, let's not go there. But hey, Okoye, I will say this though. I heard you say something last year because I was listening and you was comparing Cedric Wilson to Debo, and now you comparing your boys CD Lamb to Debo, and I'm just let you know. Mm-hmm. Those are two different players, you know what I'm saying? Listen, hold on. What you just explaining about the physicality, everybody on this panel can say and say the way that Debo run is totally different the way that your boy CD run. So you don't want because when Debo catch the ball, whether it's a slant, whether it's a bubble screen or a jailback screen, what he's doing to the opposing defender is not what your boy doing. So let's make sure we
What
them different
you
people.
saying is he doing? What is he doing that you saying that he's doing?
Right.
Debo runs through, you running around.
Oh yeah. So you ain't see CD Lamb lower his shoulder this year?
Come on, Collier.
So
Get
come on,
him.
bro. You
Get
yeah,
him.
so
So
y'all
beat up on you.
so all y'all
You
go
better
sit here and
not
tell
go
me.
tell mama. You
So
better not go
when
tell
y'all
mama.
when y'all
you
watching this game, like
that
when y'all,
Debo's like a Zeke with the ball in his hands, and CD is more Tony Pollard with the ball in his hands, wouldn't argue with you. CD is more shifty. But to say that he has no power in him at all, like he running away from guys, that's more Cedric Wilson than CD Lamb. Cedric Wilson is running past you. CD Lamb will run through your face too, bro. Like he might not go across the middle and expose his ribs. He won't do that. He ain't cutting across your face. But once he gets the ball in his hands, he will lower his shoulder and hit you in the mouth, bro. Now that's not he don't gotta do it every play. Debo does because he ain't got no other option. But CD can do it.
every now and again.
Oh, you just made it that CD.
Hey, every now and again.
Trying to defend him, you just killed your man's. You know.
No, I ain't killing my man's.
Get him up.
Hey, I ain't killing my man's. Every now and again, you get a big boy to make a 3-point. It don't mean that he's a 3-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? So every now and again, your boy CD may hit a dude, but that don't mean that's his MO. That don't mean when the DBs and the linebackers and the safeties are looking at but your boy CD, they ain't looking at him like they do Debo. Y'all seen what Debo do. He put fear in the boy's heart. And he galvanized the whole team. So what I'm saying is this. Can he every now and again, can he get shifty and do a little something? He might does. Yeah. But that's an event. This is Debo. This is his lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. That's the mentality that we bring.
Hold on,
I don't like
twin.
that. I
ain't lying.
Hey, twin, hold on, twin. Now we didn't turn this to 49 talk. I don't know about
that's just how it is, Foots, man, in the house, man.
Let's take it over the show,
you don't want to hit Z.
Take over the show.
You know what?
They want to
completely right.
Out there,
I try to let Twin get in his bag. Because I'm gonna tell you, you talk about taking Trovach. I think that CD's a better actual receiver than Debo, but that's for another conversation. Now, so here we go. And then what will be the score of this game, guys? I know Law has another show. You know, Law got probably 2 more shows tonight. Bob's been up all day. We'll be the final show. We'll be the final score of this game, guys. And let me ask you this. The narrative this week, Vach, has been, well, it doesn't matter. Well, you guys are playing a hurts. Well, you guys will see. Hey, I'm trying to pop these folks. We're not getting a first round bye. I'm not trying to play no bad football. Y'all tell me what's going on. What we doing this week?
Mr. King, when your quarterback's finger was hurting, they didn't care. When your quarterback's calf was hurting, they didn't care. When he was fresh off that rustiness, they didn't care. Let me tell you something about these Eagles fans. They act like, see, they want to mix the word Cowboys and Dak up. You understand what I'm saying? See, if they was fans with integrity, watch this. If Cowboys beat the shit out of Gardner Minshew, I ain't really finna talk that much crap. You know what I'm saying? That's Gardner Minshew. That's us beating the Eagles. That's cool. I want hurts. I want you at your best. I don't want to beat you with your hand behind your back. But little brother so overzealous. Little brother so hateful, so much spite in their heart. Little brother, they want to beat us by any means necessary. They want to take shortcuts just so they can laugh and snicker and kiki and hee. You ain't beat Dak Prescott, ladies and gentlemen. You may have beat up on Cooper Rush, who threw his little interceptions because he's Cooper Rush. Do it the foe, because based on your latest body of work, you don't do it the foe very often. Okay, so if you want respect from Botch, you do it the foe. Now we don't. You know what I mean? We're not wishing injury on nobody, but if Hurts is playing, that means he was cleared by somebody. I don't want to hear an excuse. If he's in the game and you take your L, get your whooping.
Yeah. Woo! I don't have where that button at, man?
Shit.
There we go.
This one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Law, what we doing this week?
All right, I had a score prediction of 35-24. I'm gonna stand to that. I think that the Cowboys it's gonna be a tight one. Then they're gonna pull off again. The last time the Eagles did beat the Cowboys, they had Cooper Rush back there. And then every time before that, they had Benjamin. Say it with me, Anthony DiNucci. You know, so Dak Prescott, to what Botch is saying, Dak Prescott is 7-3, actually 7-2, but that's a story of another day. I think that Dak Prescott going to come out there, and we coming off of a loss. We got a lot of things to prove. They fool around and got shady. McCoy calling a grown man ass and cheeks, but we're going to see who's going to spank what.
Dude on TV.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we hearing that, and we're going to showcase what we do best is beat those Eagles on Saturday.
Okoye Media, what will be the score? How will we look on Saturday, Christmas Eve, sir?
I think we win this game. I don't look at it as a game that like you said, I got Eagles fans here in my ear all day, every day, and they all jump on saying the same thing. Like they see it, and they done it two ways. You was right even about the early game, but I'm gonna tell you why they was like so hyped after they beat Cooper Rush, Bach, because the same reason they hype right now, because they can take the steam out of you. Like this time they're gonna try to take the steam out of, like you said, because they don't want to play the Cowboys. They just want to beat the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. And if they can't beat the Cowboys, they need a concession, right? Mm-hmm. But in the Cooper Rush game, the reason they was hyped about that game, because they actually thought Cooper Rush could beat them. They were scared. I was in the casino with a bunch of scared. Quiet as a church mouse at halftime. I'm the only Cowboy fan running through there screaming people because they scared of our backup. That's how bad. That's how bad Cooper Rush. They thought Cooper Rush would be on their ass. So it wasn't we're happy to beat them even when they low. It's we thought we might have a problem even with him. See what I'm saying? So they don't want to see Dak, but they don't want it to become, when Dak is back, we can't beat him. Oh no. Because Hurts is hurt now, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So it still don't count. You know what I mean? So that's what it's really about. You know what I mean? That's why everybody calling me like we not really gonna have no real game. It really don't matter. Hurts might not play. It's like they need to put that out there so when they get their ass whooped, it's like that's why. You know what I mean? But like Bob said, if you suit up, you know what I mean, you get hit with the rest of them. That is what it is, man. So don't suit up if you can't play.
And they do have the number 2 defense in the National Football League, the Eagles. So I know for sure Slay, he ain't finna fold up like a wallet against CeeDee Lamb. He ain't gonna put bad tape out there. Bradbury, I don't care what his name is, whatever his first name is, he ain't gonna fold up against like my guys. They gonna try to bring K. They gonna try to do all that they can do. Come on, y'all.
Hey, and now, Twin, what do you think? You know what, Twin? I would ask you what you think, but we don't have no friends on this channel because guess what? We gonna pop y'all too when we see y'all in the NFC Championship. I don't have no friends. All right, Philly, Washington, whoever. We smoking y'all too. I didn't forget what happened. And listen, y'all on that 30 high right now. Everything that goes up must come down. And when he see Micah Parsons, he's dead. Now, this is what I'm going to say about this game because I've been waiting on this game for a long time, and I think the Cowboys have too. And Twin, I'm going to let you speak on it. I just want to say something real quick. The point is this. If you – listen, Micah Parsons is going to play with his hair on fire this week. He's going to play with his hair on fire when we play them possibly again in the playoffs. Here's why. Micah is a master motivator. He said all that he said about Hurts, knowing I'm coming, dog, knowing you're going to have to chip me, knowing Lane Johnson, cool, but you're going to have to do what you did, like all that misdirection. I really feel like they showed their hand against us the first game, and it won't work. Their scheme gets stale. Chicago could not score, so their scheme worked. You could just throw, air balls, but trust me, there were times in that game where their scheme was stale. But Chicago is Chicago. Dallas will score points, and that will put pressure on Philly. I got us beating them 35-21, 2-score win. I don't think that Hurts is healthy. I remember seeing the play that Hurts got hurt on, and I said to myself, dog, this is not good. It's just like the year that RG3 was run until he played Baltimore. In the cold, his career wasn't the same.
Vic too.
His career wasn't the same, Okoye. RG3's career wasn't the same after that injury.
Yeah.
So I just think that all the design run game that they do to Hurts is great. Dog, this is the NFL. Everybody's good. Everybody's going to knock your block off. And I do think that Dallas is going to smoke the Eagles. And I think we'll be surprised at how good we play. Now, Twin.
What up, though?
What do you think about the
game, Twin? Listen. Unfortunately, Gardner Minshew ain't a bad backup. If you look at his numbers, he's been a pretty productive backup since he's been in the NFL. And he's also been with this team for 2 years, so he understands the offense. And also he's been going against the number two defense in NFL over the last 17 weeks, right? Because he's been playing scout team. So one thing y'all better not sit here and sleep on is his ability to come in that game and be professional and go out there and execute. So look, one thing y'all better do, make sure you put him. Hey, I don't know if Michael gonna line up as the mic. I don't know if he gonna line up at the edge, because y'all don't seem to know what y'all don't know what. Y'all don't even know where he gonna be at, because that pressure y'all was once putting on people somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. It's like a deflated balloon right now. So
he taking shots. I can't wait to play for
you. You better make sure y'all keep that smoke, because sometimes you play to the level of your opponent. So since you may think Jalen Hurts ain't gonna be out there, y'all may go out there and lallygag. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's a division.
We rush to a spot. Minshew can't move like Hurts. Yeah. If he's standing in the spot, that's his ass. So last time we played a quarterback that was a pocket quarterback, what was that? Kirk Cousins. He sacked him 7 times.
Yeah. All right, but look, hey, over the last, how many points have you guys been giving up over the last several games? Y'all been giving up a lot. You've been giving it up like a virgin on prom lately. You've been giving it up like a virgin on prom. So you got to make sure. You got to make sure y'all prepared. You ready to sit there and keep that chastity belt. You know what I'm saying?
He like the pirate. Blackbeard, he come on and just jack everybody.
Y'all see what I had to live through, man. Them damn 49ers. Them Niners, man.
I respect it.
Let me say this in closing, Twin, and that's great. I think that I would be worried if J-Ron Curse didn't come out and say what he said. I think he holds those dudes accountable. I don't think he's phony. And I think that he's winning those meetings and said, dog, we better than this. Like, we're not tackling correctly. We're not taking proper angles. We're playing hero ball again. And it got us in trouble against the Texans, but we won, and now we finally lost the game. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for coming on Cowboys Nation TV. Vosh Lombardi, you've been on before. I think Okoye, I've had you on before, but this is the first for my dog, Law Nation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Seeing this, how much we work together, just to have you on the channel. I want everybody to just go around, tell everybody where they can find you, and just like, man, although we do the roundtable, it's dope to be able to get these guys and just to give their opinion. I know they're extremely busy, but this joint was a banger. Like, I'm gonna run this joint back. Twin came on with the 49ers perspective. Like, this was a banger.
I like
Twin.
So,
he believe Ward is better than Diggs. So you know that's how.
Oh no, okay, Twin. I gotta get you off the show.
He got quilts and blankets too. Did you not see what he did to DK Metcalf last week? The number one man press cornerback since 2018. He should still be a Cowboy. I know y'all won't be mad. I know y'all both won't be mad having him and Diggs, right?
No,
but I appreciate you. I appreciate you, though.
Hey, Twin, where can they find you?
Hey, man, what it do, man? It's your boy Twin, man. You can find me at YouTube, Twin Empire, man, because I represent the Empire over here. Bang, bang. Now, again, you already know. Hit me up on the one and only Twitter, man. It's right there, Twin Empire times 2, because I'm a twin maker, baby. That's what it do.
That's it. Law Nation, talk to the people.
Hey, man, y'all can find me on Law Nation Sports, man, on multiple outlets under that handle, man. I'm everywhere. Just type in Law Nation Sports. You'll see my face, name, or logo. Let's go, baby.
Okoye Media, where can they find you?
Right there. AKOYE Media.
Prove it with the film, baby.
Yeah, man. On Twitter, IG, you know what I mean? I'm out here, man. So, yeah, look for me, man. I enjoyed you having me, too. I'm glad I got on here today because it was a classic, man.
Yeah,
this was a good
Watch came in here pointing knives at me, man.
Hey, I thought he was going to throw the joint at you, Okoye.
Right.
Wow.
He came in pointing knives at me and shit. Damn.
One thing, and listen,
it's a dagger.
I think that Voch and Law probably work the most out of any two content creators that I know.
Oh, yeah.
And Sky as well. They do it. But whenever they come and they do a guest appearance, they bring their fastball. And I appreciate y'all two brothers for that, man. Vosh Lombardi, where can they find you at, sir?
I'm gonna be like Koya and just point. Just
point. Volume 306.
Volume and Vosh Lombardi, man. Nobody works harder than Law Nation, man. Appreciate y'all. Go, salute.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, now since this is Law's first time, Law, can you close us out with You're Nothing But the Best?
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
Hey, I don't got no music, so we out, baby.
Baby.
All right, y'all. That's a wrap, man. Thank y'all so much.